Guys, and welcome to WatchMojo.com. And today we're going to be doing a top 5 most disappointing 6-inch Black Series figures. Don't worry, I won't be doing that voice throughout the whole thing. So yes, this is certainly my top 5 most disappointing 6-inch Black Series figures. I thought very long and hard about should I do a most disappointing or worst, or least favorite. I don't know, because they're 3 different things. Worst is a bit more objective, least favorite is more subjective, and disappointing, it doesn't mean they're bad by any means, but some things about them just really disappoint me. So let us get on with the list. So the first one, it's honestly the only one I would say is a bad figure. It's not good. Frickin' Poe Dameron. It's, I got this figure expecting to really like it, but I don't. I don't. I've barely messed with this thing. This is probably my least messed with Force Awakens figure. Besides Zuvio, which I didn't put Zuvio on this list because it's still a really good figure, and the memes and jokes I have about Constable Zuvio really just make it rise up from the ashes. And we'll rise up from the ashes of your world. We'll build a better one. Yeah, that was a pretty good transition to how freaking horrible this head sculpt is. This head sculpt is the reason why it's bad. Well, not really the head sculpt, more just this paint. What was look at his eyes. Look at those eyes. He looks legitimately like his eyes are melting out of his head. And he also does meth, and he also does heroin and crack, and also weed, and he also drinks a lot. And he's the abusive person in the relationship. And he's very stoned all the time. And he's he's very depressed. He has a lot of inner issues. He's just very sad looking. He kind of looks like that guy. If you know what I'm talking about, if you've ever been to like college, you know he looks like the guy that sits in the back of the class that's just really tired all the time. All the time. Yeah, he's just really got that look going on. It's that head. It legitimately kills the figure. It kills it. And these goggles actually amplify his eyes. He actually looks more like this guy. I always forget his name, but this figure legitimately looks like this guy. This guy's is like the base of so many memes. Uh, I don't know. It's very weird, but he looks like that guy. That guy. What were you thinking, Hasbro? Number 4, then. This is a pretty good figure, and it probably has like some of the least disappointing aspects to it, but it is Captain Phasma. This figure, it's got some things about it that just disappoint me. Number 1, I just really didn't mess with this thing as much as I was expecting. Also, the character was complete nothingness in the movie. And, of course, like, oh, it should be chrome, it's just silver paint, it should be chrome. Also, as much as I love the sculpt on this cape, I think if Hasbro put the effort into making like a Darth Vader quality cape back here, it would have looked so much better. Seriously, these pouches, these little straps all along the back of the cape, they're very pointless. And I can see them just being detail that is sacrificable. Okay, that's a new English word. Hooray! If that's an actual real world, a whole new world, a real word, please let me know. So that is number 4, and then don't die on me. And then number good old 3, the Stormtrooper. So why don't dislike this figure? Why do I find it disappointing? Well, it's that helmet. It's this freaking helmet, guys. It's very odd. It's just, I look at 6-inch Black Series figures and I want to say, yeah, that is the exact freaking sculpt of this freaking character, dude. But with this head, I just think it's off. It's really off. Now, granted, Hasbro has always freaking gotten Stormtrooper helmets off. They've never, not even once, gotten it right. Not even once. It was Gentle Giant that sculpted that Sandtrooper. And that Sandtrooper helmet looks perfect. I don't know why they changed the sculpt, and if Gentle Giant did this, I would be very surprised. It's just a very odd sculpt. It doesn't look like what you see in the movies. Especially from certain angles. Like down here, like, you can't even see his eyes now because the visor is just so thick and black. From certain angles it looks good, like from the side, besides the weird giant unibrow, but it's just very odd looking at times, and I mean, the figure's very fun to pose, very fun, but that helmet just kills it for me. It's the only reason I have one of this figure. And the biggest reason I'm very disappointed in this figure, I don't even know why. Someone told me, it's your finger oils. But I've done this to so many, I've messed with so many figures, so many more than this, and they have not done this, where if you look at that discoloration on the plastic. I don't know what caused this. It could have been my finger oils mixing somehow with this. Because, I mean, what I do, especially, what I do in my life, it's kind of redundant to wash my hands all the time, because if I wash my hands too much, I'm seriously going to wash my freaking skin away. Believe me, I've done it before. So, it's... I don't expect handling a figure to cause it to become discolored. And it must have been something with the chemicals, or maybe it was just like the discoloration in the plastic. I don't know. You can really see, like right there. It's just so different. And I've bleached it. I've used alcohol on it, rubbing alcohol. I'm trying to think, hand sanitizer. I've used so many chemicals to try to whiten it, and it was a lot worse before I did all that. Believe me, it was a lot worse. I have no clue what happened to it. But I have tons of other Star Wars 6-inch figures, and they don't have that issue. So, yeah, weird, defect, freaking odd-colored Stormtrooper, get out of here. So then, number 2? This figure. This is probably one of the better figures on this list, but I don't find myself a fan of it. Ahsoka. I can already see the comments. If you don't like Ahsoka, why don't you send it to me? Hey, I want Ahsoka. I'll take it. Give me Ahsoka, please. No, because I still like this figure. I mean, it's a really cool figure. It's really posable, and the sculpt is really, really there. But I just don't find myself liking it. It's honestly my least favorite out of the new wave. Biggest reason is because it can't stand up at all, dude. These figures need stands ASAP, man. I mean, I am very surprised I got her to stand, and even then, I'm seeing her slowly back off. I mean, she'll stand up perfectly straight, but if you want to get her in the smallest dynamic pose, she doesn't want to stand. Like, all I did was just spread out her legs, and she doesn't want to stand anymore. It's really, really irritating, and I don't understand why this figure's so picky. Also, another thing that really disappoints me is the paint on the head. The face is just fine. But look at the head. Just like look how like weird and like smudged this paint is. Look at that. Look at the back here. That's really bad. And the tips of here, you can see I actually colored them with a Sharpie because the paint was like completely worn off. Like a kid had already taken this thing and bashed it and played around with it and had already got the paint worn off. I don't know. That really bugged me, and it really disappointed me to get this figure right out of the package and see that I immediately needed to touch up the paint. That is... It's really disappointing. So, number 1 most disappointing 6-inch Black Series figure is certainly my favorite on this list, and certainly still one of my favorite Black Series figures. 6-inch Jango Fett. Pretty much the only thing that disappoints me with this figure are these freaking tubes. What the heck was Hasbro thinking with the design of these tubes? So mine broke. Because what they decided to do, they decided to give it absolutely like zero room to actually move and articulate. You can see I have it tucked behind there. It is broken off. It's just flat out broken off. And if I try to bend the elbow, it just doesn't... Look, you can see this. Look at how short that is in comparison. Look, how is that ever supposed to stay on? That was made way too short. And it's just this elbow, because these tubes, they made a nice, healthy length. Look at that. Elbow is bent all the way, and these tubes still have some give. These tubes are just fine. No problem. These tubes have no space. And the other tube that's on there, it's literally just about to come off. I don't know what they were thinking with that. I guess another small nitpick is I kind of wish he came with the other jetpack, but that's no big issue. I also wish that his helmet was just a little more accurate. It's this little, like, you can see, it's like a little turn up right there. No, I'm not talking about turnip. It's a turn up right there. It's just, you can see how the shading just, and you can see, it's just very odd, and I've tried to correct it, but it's odd, and it's very small, and it bugs me. Also, why doesn't the antenna move? They could have very easily made the antenna move. I mean, this is a really nice, healthy, solid plastic for the helmet. They could have made the antenna move. So yeah, guys, that is my top 5 most disappointing 6-inch Black Series figures. Yeah, 6-inch Black Series, it really is just a huge instance of... It's got some really good ones, but it's got a lot of disappointing ones. A lot of disappointing ones. I'm talking... a lot! So yeah, guys, that is it. That's been my list. I'm really gonna try to stay away from doing like top 5s and top 10s right now because they're just not that enjoyable to me. I'm kind of also running out of ideas. I've gotten some suggestions for them. I might try to do those. But yeah, guys, I want to bring back Action Figure Evolution. I want to bring back New versus Old. And I want to bring back, what was it, Versus? I think I did that once. Oh yeah, with the model kits. I'll certainly want to bring that back. Also, I don't know if I'll reach it by the time this is uploaded, but at 900 subscribers, I will do a very, very epic face reveal video because I haven't done that before. Even though I actually, one of my very, very old videos, I do show my face. And I will show that clip when I do my inevitable face reveal video. I'm only like freaking... like 5 subscribers away. So yeah, yeah guys, thanks a lot for your support. I really appreciate it. We're gonna get to 1,000 not before long. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check out my Facebook page if you have a chance. Have a good day, guys, and as always, may the Force be with you. Bye. Also, another thing that really disappoints me, whoa!